strong on that mission to turn the head-to-head around against Iga Świątek after she scored her 4th consecutive straight sets win over the Polish woman.
Coco Gauff just ran it back against Iga for the 4th straight time, and yes, she did it in straight sets again. Not once, not twice, 4 times. Listen to this, every single win came without dropping a set. 2 years ago, nobody would have believed this when Świątek was steamrolling Gauff every time they met. But hold up, because now the script has flipped completely, and it's Gauff living rent-free in Iga's head. Team USA may not have reached the final, but make no mistake, Gauff still sent a warning shot that's going to echo all through the 2026 season. So the real question is, will Iga ever crack the code and figure out how to beat Coco again? Or are we officially watching a rivalry that's permanently swung in the Americans' favor?
Did have the matchup edge at this point. I mean, she won her last 3 matches against Iga in straight sets.
Coco Gauff took down Iga Świątek 6-4, 6-2 in the United Cup semifinals. And yeah, this one turned heads. That now makes 4 straight wins in a row, all coming in straight sets over the former world #1. Listen to this, she's the first player ever to pull that off against Świątek. Not Sabalenka, not a legend from a past era, not anybody. Just Gauff, calmly and methodically breaking down someone who once completely controlled this matchup. And let's be real, the shift in this rivalry isn't subtle anymore. It's officially complete.
Just lock in harder to stop that losing streak. I didn't imagine her losing 4 straight matches. I underestimated just how much this rivalry has changed in Coco's favor. It's 100% officially changed in her favor in my opinion.
Let's slow it down and set the stage, because this part actually matters. This rivalry didn't start close at all. Świątek was running the table early. She took the first 7 matchups in straight sets and won 11 of the first 12 overall. She beat Gauff in the 2022 French Open final. She beat her at Roland Garros 3 years in a row. At one point, the head-to-head was a brutal 11-1. It honestly looked like Gauff might never solve the Świątek puzzle. Every matchup felt decided before the first ball was even hit. Then, hold up, something shifted. Gauff beat her in the 2023 Cincinnati semifinals. That was the moment everything cracked open. From there, Gauff has won 5 of their last 6 meetings. 4 of those wins came back-to-back in straight sets. The overall head-to-head now sits at 11-5 in Świątek's favor. Still tilted on paper, sure, but the momentum tells a different story. Gauff has figured it out, and Świątek hasn't found the answer yet.
Well, she had 4 break points off the bat in the opening game, a love 40 lead and another break point. But Coco found a way to hold. This hold was one of the most important games of the match. It really set the tone for it, and I think this hold also gave Gauff a lot of confidence behind her serve because she had a phenomenal serving performance. 3 aces, 4 double faults. We know that's the number we always look out for, the double faults, so only 4 double faults is great. I mean, if we know that statistic is low, then the rest of her game will be great, and it was. I mean, she also made 75% of her first serves in and won 73% of first serve points.
This match, by itself, put a spotlight on how much this rivalry has evolved. Gauff came out a little unsteady, staring down 3 breakpoints right away in the opening game. She even had to erase a 4th breakpoint at ad-out just to protect her serve. Listen to this, that exact scenario used to completely unravel her against Świątek. The pressure would snowball, the errors would creep in, and before you knew it, she'd be chasing the match with no rhythm at all. But girl, not today. Gauff survived that game and instantly found her footing. She surged ahead to a 4-1 lead in the opening set. Świątek pushed back to level it at 4-4, flashing the grit that once made her untouchable. Then, Gauff did something that once felt unthinkable in this matchup. She ripped off 7 straight games, jumped out to a 6-4, 5-0 advantage, and fully seized control of the match.
9% of her first serves in and won 56% of her first serve points, which is really not great at all. Gauff, though, was, again, she returned well, and she was seeing the ball like a grapefruit. She had a few moments on the forehand side where it was shaky a little bit, but overall, she returned great. And it was a crucial part of why she was so successful.
Świątek managed to steady herself and steal one break to make it 5-2 in the second set, but hold up, Gauff snapped right back and shut the door. No chaos, no spiral, just calm, businesslike tennis from a player who's finally mastered someone who once had her number. After it was over, Gauff spoke about refusing to let chances slip through her fingers anymore. She brought up past matches where she held match points and how those moments became lessons instead of scars. She admitted Świątek had her moments, but emphasized that she trusted her level across the entire match and believed she'd finish the job. That's confidence. That's the mindset of someone who's been here before and knows she belongs on this stage. And listen to this, the stat about 4 straight set wins in a row is legitimately historic. Jelena Ostapenko is the only other player to beat Świątek 4 consecutive times, and she's 6-0 against her overall. But here's the difference, 3 of those 6 matches went the distance. Gauff's stretch of dominance feels cleaner and way more commanding. She's not just edging Świątek out, she's controlling these matches from first ball to last without letting them turn messy. Now, Team USA didn't make the final, which adds some perspective to this win. Poland ultimately took the tie 2-1. Zelensky and Kawa stayed perfect in mixed doubles throughout the entire tournament. Zelensky is already a 2-time Grand Slam mixed doubles champion. Kawa is a reliable doubles presence who thrives in team environments. Together, they've built a duo that consistently delivers under pressure. They held firm through 2 tense tiebreaks to knock out the Americans and push Poland forward. Poland will now face Switzerland in the final after Switzerland edged Belgium 2-1. Belinda Bencic has been the headline of that run, staying unbeaten across 8 matches in singles and mixed doubles. She's peaking at exactly the right moment in her comeback season. The championship matchup will test Poland's depth against Switzerland's heavy reliance on Bencic's brilliance. That contrast alone makes this final must-watch. But let's circle back to Gauff and Świątek, because this rivalry says a lot about where women's tennis is headed. These two are still in their early 20s and have already played each other 16 times. That's more matches than most rivalries ever see over an entire career. And what makes it so compelling is that the shift hasn't been slow, it's been sudden, it's been a total flip. And girl, nobody saw it coming like this. Świątek's early control of this rivalry came from a perfect storm of advantages. That heavy topspin forehand constantly shoved Gauff way behind the baseline and opened up easy attack balls. Her elite movement let her track down shots that should have ended points. Her consistency pressured Gauff into pressing, forcing errors instead of winners. Tactically, almost every exchange leaned in Świątek's favor. Gauff couldn't overpower her and couldn't outlast her, so the losses just kept stacking up. Then Cincinnati 2023 happened, and listen to this, that's when the shift became real. Gauff started stepping in early, refusing to let that topspin dictate her court position. She cleaned up her consistency, cutting down on the free points she used to donate. She turned up the aggression on her forehand, taking time away from Świątek instead of absorbing punishment. Those adjustments were obvious right away. And hold up, they never went away. 4 straight wins in straight sets tell you this wasn't a fluke. This isn't Gauff catching fire for 1 week. This is sustained control over a player who once completely owned her. Świątek still hasn't found answers for this new version of Gauff, and the longer that goes on, the deeper it creeps into her head. Mental edges in rivalries matter more than almost anything at this level. Djokovic dominated Federer on hard courts for years because Federer couldn't shake the feeling that Novak would always find a way.
Nadal did the same to Djokovic on clay for the same reason. Once that psychological edge is established, flipping it back is brutally hard. Gauff now holds that edge over Świątek, and Świątek is running out of time to correct it before it hardens for good. The timing of this win matters because the Australian Open is less than 2 weeks away. Both players will land in Melbourne with this result sitting front and center. If they cross paths there, and based on their rankings, that's very possible. Świątek will be carrying the weight of 4 straight losses. That's not minor. That's a massive mental obstacle in a Grand Slam environment.
What makes this rivalry swing even more impressive is how complete Gauff has become as a player. She's reached world #1 in doubles while staying elite in singles. That rarely happens. Most players are forced to pick one lane because excelling at both demands an insane physical and mental toll. Gauff is pulling it off anyway, and listening, that says everything about her grind and raw ability. That success in doubles feeds directly into her singles game. Doubles sharpens your net instincts, tightens your volleys, and improves how you read returns. Those tools show up immediately in singles when you're closing points or jumping on serves. Gauff's dominance in doubles has quietly turned her into a far more complete singles threat, and that makes her a nightmare matchup. Świątek doesn't treat doubles the same way. She plays here and there, but it's never been a real priority. That's a fair decision considering her singles resume. But hold up, it also means Gauff is stacking reps and skills Świątek isn't. Over time, those tiny gaps add up, and that's how rivalries start to tilt. Zooming out, the bigger picture of women's tennis makes this rivalry even heavier. Sabalenka is cooking right now, reaching the Brisbane final and looking every bit like world #1. She's the favorite heading into Australia, no debate there. But the Gauff-Świątek rivalry is about the future of the sport. These are the two players likely to define the highest level for the next decade. How this chess match evolves will shape major titles for years to come. You can feel Gauff's confidence now in a way that just wasn't there 2 years ago. She talks about trusting her game and knowing she'll finish the job. That's not ego, that's earned belief backed by results. She's beaten Świątek enough times now that it's no longer shocking, it's expected. And once expectations flip, everything about your approach changes. What's fascinating now is Świątek's adjustment phase. She's far too elite to never respond, but the question is, how?
Does she dial up aggression and change her patterns? Does she bring in new coaching voices for a reset? Does she attack the mental side to rebuild belief in this matchup? Whatever the move is, it has to come quickly because each loss compounds the damage. The French Open is going to be a must-watch this year. That tournament has been her fortress for a long time. She's lifted that trophy multiple times, including wins over Gauff. But if Gauff keeps winning on hard courts and carries this momentum into clay, suddenly Roland Garros doesn't feel untouchable anymore. That would signal a full collapse of a matchup that once felt automatic. The mixed doubles loss that kept Team USA out of the final stings, sure, but it doesn't take away from what Gauff did individually. She handled her business in singles. She beat the opponent she was supposed to beat. Team events mean shared outcomes. This time, Poland's depth made the difference. That happens, and it says nothing negative about Gauff's preparation or performance. Poland's road to the final is a perfect example of how team tournaments reward depth, not just star power. Last year, they made it this far largely on the back of one standout performer. This time around, it wasn't about one name carrying everything. Hurkacz and the doubles pair stepped up when it mattered most. That's the beauty of team formats. You can't just lean on a single superstar. You need production from top to bottom. Poland got exactly that. The United States didn't quite hit the same level collectively. Switzerland's run, powered by Belinda Bencic, is going unbeaten and is a story all on its own. She's coming off time away from the tour due to injuries, and hold up, she's immediately back playing elite tennis. 8 straight wins across singles and mixed doubles without a loss is pure dominance. The final will reveal whether that hot streak can withstand Poland's balanced lineup. But let's be real, the storyline that echoes loudest from this tournament is Coco Gauff's grip on Świątek. 4 straight wins, all in straight sets, and she's making it look routine against someone who once felt unbeatable. She's dictating matches from the opening game to the handshake, not leaving Świątek room to breathe. That kind of control carries weight far beyond this event. Now the Australian Open suddenly feels must-watch because of this result. Gauff arrives loaded with confidence and momentum. Świątek arrives with real questions about whether she can crack a puzzle that's been wrecking her for over a year. If they meet in Melbourne, this won't feel like a coin flip anymore. Based on recent form, Gauff would be the favorite. That's a seismic shift from where this rivalry began. The stat about being the first player to beat Świątek 4 straight times in straight sets is going to age in a very interesting way. If Gauff stretches this run to 5 or 6, we're talking history. If Świątek finally adjusts and wins the next one, this stretch becomes a chapter, not the headline. Either way, we're watching something major take shape in real time. Coco Gauff just beat Iga Świątek for the 4th consecutive time in straight sets and made it look easy. This rivalry has completely flipped, and Świątek is running out of time to reverse it before Australia. If you want to see how this unfolds at the first major of the year, smash that like button and subscribe, because this story is only getting started.